How about the
Shout out to
turnaround
Capcom on
story for Capcom? Like,
Yeah, really. Weren't they about to be like out? Like they're on the way out, and
if Twitter was how big it was, social media in general was how big it was when Capcom was at their lowest, like they would have been fucking. Like you think people bashing EA and Bethesda and shit? No, man. This Capcom was like, you hated Capcom. They were idiots.
Yeah.
Well, what was it? A few years back, the head had that interview where he's like, "We have a plan. We're gonna do it. It's gonna turn it around." It seems to work. So it's kind of awesome.
Yeah,
because they finally took everything back internally. Then they weren't going to these Western studios anymore to make Lost Planet 3 and Dead Rising 4. They said, we're going to make the games. They weren't giving Ninja Theory, Devil May Cry anymore. It was Capcom is going back to their roots, and they're going to make the games themselves. And that's why we got Resident Evil 2 Remake. That's why we got Monster Hunter World. They focused, and they're finding success. And hopefully they continue down that path. They don't become that dumb company of, let's make Monster Hunter for mobile devices. Oh, no one actually wants them there. And we invested $200 million into our mobile sector that bombed. They learned their mistakes. And
you don't think Monster Hunter would do well on the phones?
No,
it already didn't.
It would probably work best as a themed game as Monster Hunter.
It has to be like a gotcha game.
Yeah, themed game for sure.
If they did like a Dragalia Lost or Fire Emblem,
Fire Emblem Heroes
thing, maybe.
Work. That's what I figured.
But like as like a core like Monster Hunter game.
Oh
no. Like I think Nate was basically got that right, man. Because I was very critical of Capcom too back when I was covering them because they did a lot of weird stuff. But they focused and they just got their teams back in order in terms of what they want to do. So I'm so happy about that because Capcom, they've got some of the best IPs out there. I think we can all agree to that, man. Capcom has some of the best IPs. Like they are amazing.
I will say their nostalgia branding needs some work though, because the home fight stick, that thing sucked. That new thing that they have, the Mega Man helmet, that thing sucks.
What's the arcade they have? That new thing coming out. It's like, why don't you just make a Capcom box? Why do these companies have to be all weird about it?
Oh, like Capcom home arcade for the Switch?
Oh, no. The Capcom arcade cabinet that you buy. It's like this weird looking TV thing from their
Mega Man thing. Yeah, there's 10 fucking games on it and they want $200 for it.
Why don't they just make it's because they're doing like all this R&D. Just make a little box. Just a box that has 20 good Capcom games on it, and that's it.
Well, I mean, and the thing of it is like they have such a lineage of games. It's not like even looking at the Capcom arcade stick that they did at home, like they managed to get Alien versus Predator on there, which is the first time it was re-released since the original arcade version. So obviously they can work on getting, it doesn't just have to be like the Mega Man thing has like Street Fighter 2, Street Fighter 2 Turbo, Street Fighter 2 It's like, fuck, man. I've played these games a million times. I own these games a million times. I own the arcade 1-up. I own the Street Fighter 30th Anniversary Collection. I own the Street Fighter Anthology on the PS2. Like, I'm dying.
Yo, imagine your deck.
Capcom kills Sean.
Imagine your death certificate says killed by fucking Capcom, dude. Capcom owns the rights to your death now. They're gonna
copyright claim the trailer.
Copyright claim your trailer, bro.
Oh gosh.
Spawncast copyright claim on this.
Yeah, it's just like you have so many games. It's like, do other games. You don't have to re-release Street Fighter 2. And I love Street Fighter 2 and all the iterations of it.
Let's give them a little bit of credit. Capcom Beat 'em Ups bundle was pretty good.
Yes. That was good. It would have been better with Alien versus Predator, though.
Like, who wants to play on that little? Are people really gonna play on that little TV like that? The arcade thing.
It's like an 8-inch screen, which is actually pretty big for one of the. But like the thing, I made a video about it last week. The thing I was saying was like with the Neo Geo. All right, you got a bunch of games on this thing. Yes, they've been games that they re-released a bunch of times, but still, you have a great variety of stuff. The Sega Astro City Mini, not as many games as the Neo Geo thing, but you have arcade versions of Sega games that were currently unavailable, like Virtua Fighter, the arcade version. That's the only way to play the arcade version.
And Revenge of Death Adder, Golden Axe.
Revenge of Death Adder and Arabian Nights, which never got any sort of home thing. So that gives it value. But with this, it's like 5 Mega Man games and 5 Street Fighter games. It's like, why is this $200? Like, I don't know. They seem to just be tapping the wrong side of retro nostalgia.
Making you buy the same damn ROMs you've bought like 30 times in the past over and over again.
Yep. That's why they killed
and
me.
we keep buying them.
Yeah.
We keep buying Resident Evil 4.
I don't.
That's true. That's true.
I do. I own Resident Evil 4 on GameCube, PS2, 360, PS3, Xbox One, Switch, and I bought the iOS version that was awful just because
Why?
of Resident Evil 4. Because it was like $2. And then I realized this game sucks. But I keep buying Resident Evil 4 because it's a great game.
Well, when they remake it, that'll
I'll
at
buy
least be
that.
worth buying. Well, yeah, then everyone will buy that when they remake it.
So weird.
So Monster Hunter.
Yeah.
Monster Hunter.
Yeah, Monster Hunter. I was fighting the monster on, I guess it was the easy mode, whatever the first one is.
The raptor type thing.
Velociraptor looking thing.
Mm-hmm.
And they had those bomb badger things. And I smacked him across the map and he flew into the Velociraptor and he blew up. And he dealt like this ton of damage. I was like, oh my God, that's awesome. And then I wrangled the Velociraptor and I ran him into a pillar of stone and the stones collapsed and he passed out. And then I had the double blades. I just carved into him until he died. I was like, this is kind of crazy. I didn't know you could hit the bomb badgers into things.
I think I used the great.
So I tried to like link up this combo of just blowing them up with these bomb things.
I used the really big sword the first time, and my person was slow as anything.
No, gun lance. Gun lance is slow as anything.
I tried. I was also the one that switched between the sword and the axe as well. I tried that. That was
I think I ended up switching like the wheeled things. I'm not gonna lie, and I told people this when I started the demo. Monster Hunter combat for me personally is a little slow and clunky. You have to kind of like hit and then like be very careful. It's not that I like hack and slash. I just like if you get hit, it doesn't take 2 hours for you to like get back up, or if you have to like heal, it doesn't take you like 4 hours to freaking chug a thing of whatever you're drinking. It was cool. It was pretty. It's not my style of combat. And I know a lot of people feel that way, and it's not bashing the game. Like the game runs really smooth. It's really pretty. I enjoyed it. Like even the opening like sequence on the title screen, like right from the beginning, I was like, this game looks gorgeous. It's just not my style of combat. I think, obviously if you've grown up with the Monster Hunter series, you're going to appreciate a lot about it. My favorite thing was the Palamute. I think that was really, really fun. Like it felt a lot of like Astral Chain, but I like Astral Chain, so it makes sense.
There's also Monster Hunter Stories coming up.
Yeah,
you might like that. Then
maybe. Yeah. I don't know. I think it definitely is one of those games where you have to put lots of hours into it. Obviously, like try the different weapons, but learn the patterns of the the enemies and stuff like that. And it just, why don't they have health bars? Like I'm tired of chasing after monsters, dude. It's like it runs again. I'm like, please stop running.
Oh,
I do like the Palamute. You can use the Palamute, to chase after it. So that was really cool, like jumping off the mountain and everything. I liked it. It was fun.
I mean, the idea of being able to ride the monsters is pretty cool too. Jumping on top of them and like crashing into the walls, like that was interesting to be able to do that, because you had to like use kind of a specific setup to get them to like this mode where you could jump on top of them and take control. But from what I saw, you had to use like your what are they called, the
flies,
the bugs, yeah,
wire flies.
There you go, that one, where you have to jump up and string it into an attack, and then you'll knock them down after a few hits, and then you can ride them around. So like that was cool. I did that in a few of them. One because I guess it was the first one where they end up running into another monster if you fight them long enough, and I managed to grab that monster and then attack them with it. So like there are some instances I think in the game where they'll probably use that more.
The intermediate fight, we started on top of the mountain and there was a dragon up there and some guy grabbed it and started fighting him. It was pretty good.
Did you guys do the online multiplayer?
Once.
No, how does that work?
I heard it didn't do too well. I didn't try it yet, but from what I was being told,
problem with it.
It felt as stable as single player for me, but I played like maybe 2 days after the demo came out. So
how many friends do you have on your friends list?
No, I don't have any friends on the Switch. Why would I have friends on the Switch?
There's an issue where it uses your like Nintendo Switch Online account. If you have more than 50 friends, it causes the online mode to chug for some reason. So if you played it on another account with no friends, your online would actually be smoother.
So Forever Alone is an advantage. Excellent.
Yes. Yes.
I did see that online though, where someone else was saying that.
Yeah, it's some DRM issue with this demo that's causing
their
the problem.
That's odd. Yeah, I heard it was just like chugging badly, like the frame rate was just skipping constantly.
Yeah, because I played online and I wasn't having lag. It was just clunky, and it was like, what's happening here? Because if I'm not lagging, why am I getting such weird performance? And it's because I have more than 50 friends. So I'm removing Sean to make 49.
Just Sean. That'll get me.
I was watching. I think it was Max's demo impressions, and the lag. It's like it happens at every the same interval in time. Like, you know, a few seconds goes by, then like there's a pause. A few seconds go by, then there's a pause. A few seconds goes by. Yeah, when he was playing it online, it was. It's obviously something that it's not lag in the traditional sense, but it's definitely something that they need to address. And maybe to Nate's point, it's something to do with either DRM or friends list type stuff.
Okay, so that's coming out in the end of March. So we have like 2.5 months, I think.
Same day as Balan. Gonna be a very busy day.
The what now?
Yeah, everyone's looking forward to that.
Yes, everyone's like, oh boy.
Go to hell, all of
Why?
you.
You just said the name of that game, and everyone thought, what the hell did he just say?
I knew what he said because that's a AAA Nights game.
That's my AAA Nights game.
I'd rather buy Konami's Train game than Balan Wonderland.
It looks fantastic, and it's Wonder World. I always say Wonderland, but it's Wonder World.
Well, so did Geronimo. He wrote Balan Wonderland too, so no one knows what the hell the name of this game is.
Why did they pick the same day as Monster Hunter?
I don't know.
Like, why?
This is going to be an expensive day.
As an excuse to the shareholders.
I don't understand why.
Square Enix is publishing it, though.
Yeah,
they might do a little campaign with it.
We'll see. I mean, I'll check it out anyway, but I'm not expecting a ton from it.
Day one purchase, baby.
Any other thoughts on Monster Hunter before we move on to some Discord questions?
It's going to be a huge seller in Japan.
Yeah, it's going to be huge. It's actually outpacing World in Japan when it comes to pre-orders, like by a good margin.
Well, we know that when it came out, the demo, like Nintendo servers were like struggling, like it was bad. Just to be able to get the demo was really hard. Actually, I think I had to select download demo like 20 times for it to finally start. So it took just an hour just to get it going.
Yeah, and historically though, this is Japan's preferred method of playing Monster Hunter in handheld format. So this is how you're doing it this year.
It sold a lot on the PSP when it would come out too. So it's just like portable. Yeah, that's where it is for Monster Hunter.